what's up? Let's show you guys this crazy Chaos Shaper build I just came up with Elysium, of course. I'm not sure where I will use this class, but I thought it's very cool and very interesting that it can deal some crazy damage. Elysium, of course, Wizard, Vainglory, Pneuma Clairvoyance. You want your creatures to be low, 666 attack power, that's pretty cool. Because if you have low creatures, you are gonna not gain a lot of mana, so you want your mana to be low for Elysium. But now, pay attention, because there are some specific mechanics about this class that you have to understand. So, the first skill is just a basic attack, doesn't matter. This skill creates either Chaos or Unity. So, every time you're gonna get this buff, Chaos or Unity. And your third and fourth skill will consume that buff. Meaning that every time you want a buff or debuff from either of these skills, you need to use the second skill. So we are going to use the second skill. The third skill is going to consume it to gain a buff. But then you can't use the fourth skill and gain a buff from fourth skill. You still have to use the second skill again. Alright? And it's RNG, like I said, 50-50. On top of that, it increases your physical and magical damage boost. It's going to show up here by a lot, which is going to increase the Elysium damage by a lot. Now the third skill is going to apply some buffs and debuffs. The important thing is that it increases the damage the target takes by 60%. So another damage boost. And then another damage boost plus some survivability. If you stack this skill, another 60% damage boost, which is also going to show up here, so it's easy to track. And the fifth skill should never be used because it fully restores your mana. You could have 0, it just goes up to 100 and you use some creatures and crit damage, which you don't care about. You want your mana to be low for Elysium, and Elysium damage can crit. On top of that, this class has pretty good mana sustain, and what you have to understand is that Elysium doesn't give you mana regen until you actually use your third skill. So as long as you start the fight with the second and fourth skill, just spam second and fourth skill, your mana goes low, and then you are gonna keep a low mana level by just spamming abilities of cooldown. Like, you don't even have to delay your spells or something to sit at low mana. You simply have to not use the third skill at the start. Then you go to the third skill, stack it, and everything is fine after that. Your Elysium is gonna deal a lot of damage. And yeah, let's just go into a run and see what happens. Alright, we can keep track of the stacks and use like spam 2 and 4. As you can see, the damage boost percentage goes up. It's gonna go to 75%. Then when you're low mana, you can start using the third skill and kick in the Elysium damage while stacking the other buff, which increases your damage. And now the Elysium proc is gonna deal over 50k damage with these weapons, which is pretty crazy. So the DPS looks kind of low right now, simply because the class starts slow. But if you started looking at the DPS right now, it usually goes to like 35k, something like that. Even then, it still goes over 20k with that slow start before you actually get the mana depleted and the buffs. Which, of course, this is higher DPS than Chaos Avenger, Void highlord, and stuff like that. Just very interesting. Of course, it's a little bit RNG, like just slightly. You gotta manage your stacks, and overall, you have to spam the third skill as much as you can once you have the buffs and debuffs. But it's also pretty niche for farming high HP mobs, although there are a lot of classes that can do that. Maybe you can farm small bosses with it. It definitely plays like old Void highlord before they nerfed the range. It pretty much does the same thing, except it has worse survivability. So if they are hard hitting, you're gonna die. But I don't know. I'm not sure if you can use this in a party, if you can start farm certain bosses, because once you have Elysium and Chaos Shaper, you probably have a lot of stronger classes in the game. Though, maybe this thing has some niche use. I don't know. You also have Shaman, but Shaman doesn't apply such useful buffs and debuffs. So you also gotta consider that. I actually want to see how it can perform in maybe some ultras. I'm intrigued to see. I'll maybe do some testing, maybe post another video for it. That's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Chaos Shaper, very cool class. Peace.